What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Malcolm Tibbs. I'm 26 years old, and at the age of 24, I was able to retire myself using some of my veteran benefits. Now, I've been doing self-improvement for about 8 years now, and in that time, I've made a ton of mistakes. But by far, the biggest mistake that I've been making was feeling as if I needed to wait longer before getting a girlfriend. It's an issue of when do you cash out? How long are you supposed to delay your gratification? And I'm here to tell you, the sooner you get a girlfriend, the better. Okay, there is very minimal downsides to having a girlfriend compared to all of the benefits that you're going to get. It's going to fix a lot of your problems. And I know that there are a very select few of you out there who feel as if you cannot obtain a girlfriend for one reason or another. You think your skin's too dark, or you might think your skin's too light. You might think you're too short, you don't have enough money, or you have so much money that that's the only reason why women like you, right? All of that is bullshit. Okay. My favorite example to look back to is the homeless man. All right. You go to any city in the United States, any populated city, and you're going to see tons of homeless people, and you're going to see homeless men paired up with other women. Okay. The homeless man, who is at the very bottom of society, he himself has whatever it takes to get a woman. So you must not be lacking in anything yourself. And I'm going to tell you from my experience, that thing that is preventing you from getting a girlfriend is a fear of rejection. Okay. That's it. And you get over that fear through exposure. Okay. Now, with all that being said, getting a girlfriend is going to level you up in every area in life. If you are tired of watching porn, if you're tired of smoking weed, if you feel like you're watching too much TV, get a girlfriend. Okay. When you have that, it's like an extra little bit of motivation. It's like an extra oomph, just to push you just a little bit harder. Okay. It's going to give you one more reason to give a fuck. All right. And truthfully, that is the name of the game. Finding reasons to continue, finding reasons to do even better, because there's nothing that's preventing you from doing more. Okay. It's just that you don't give a fuck to do so. And having a girlfriend, having somebody who's constantly judging you, somebody who you have to not necessarily perform for, but somebody who you have a relationship with that must be maintained. And in order to maintain that relationship, in order to be competitive inside the sexual market, you have to be a viable option. That means you have to wake up every single day and you have to do the work. You have to give a fuck, and you have to do it better than the dude across the street. Okay? You get rid of all of those excuses and just sit behind the screen and jerk off, right? That doesn't really fly when you have a girlfriend. All right. All of a sudden, you're not going to be so anxious to pull up your phone when you're around other people, because you're not going to be watching porn. You have a girlfriend, right? That's just not cool. Now, that's just not what you want to do when you have a girl, and you don't want her to see that kind of stuff, right? A lot of those little things that make you uncomfortable about yourself, they go away when you have a girlfriend. And this is something that I am not only speaking from my own experience about, but anybody who's ever observed their friend or a family member get into a serious relationship, you see them change for the better, right? That change is evident, and it's true for you too. Now, if you're a single man and you feel like for whatever reason you can't do it, I'm going to tell you that judgment that you have, that came from probably one or two bad experiences when you were very, very young. All right. And if it came from an experience where you were older and you had more time under your belt and you have the ability to process logic, that's even better, because you have so much more evidence to support the fact that that one-off occasion, that was a fluke. Things just didn't go your way that one time. And yes, relationships fall apart. That's just what they do. Okay. You can't live this game of life and expect for all rainbows and sunshine, right? You're going to have bad days. You're going to lose some relationships. Your friends are going to die. You are going to die as well. That is what life is. Okay. So the idea that, oh, the relationship is going to end, or X, Y, or Z, or yada, 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 or my last relationship ended, so I'm never going to date. That's not a good reason to not do the thing that is going to unlock so much of your potential. It's not a good reason. All right. It is a reason. It's just not a very good one. All right. Because yes, your relationship is going to end. It is going to end one day. And it's probably not going to be the best experience when it does. But if you know it's going to end and you're prepared for it to end, that ending is going to be so much more tolerable because you have the right mindset about it. Okay. Now, if you want to get over this fear of rejection, what you need to do is go expose yourself to more rejection. Okay. I recommend you get on the dating app, and even better, go out in the public and start running experiments. I love that frame because it allows you to just let go of all your anxiety. It's no longer about becoming getting her approval or being the perfect man. It's just about how can I present myself in a way that is attractive? And furthermore, how can I be so bold that I can inspire a woman to reject me? All right. So no beating around the bush, no trying to become friends with her and then spending 3 years listening to her talk about her ex or all the dudes she's fucking, right? You get straight to the point. Hey, give me your phone number. I want to take you out to go get coffee sometime, right? And she's going to have to respond equally as bold when you do that. No thanks. I'm not interested. Or what's going to happen 9 times out of 10? Oh my gosh, wow, I didn't know they made men like you anymore, right? I'm so used to all these pussies being too afraid to ask me out. Of course you can have my phone number, right? When you're bold with a woman, she has to be equally bold back. So we want to race towards the rejection. And you want to run these experiments to see, okay, if I ask a woman out like this, okay, yeah, that's going to get me rejected. If I escalate to a date in this way, okay, yeah, that didn't work. Okay, but maybe if I be a bit more vague in the timing and, I suggest a location that's a little bit closer to both of us. Oh, yeah, okay, that seems to work. Okay. You want to get as many reps as possible because it is a numbers game. This is kind of like being a door-to-door salesman, all right? And the thing is, you only need to land the sale once, okay? You don't need to be so proficient with women that you can walk up to a girl at a Starbucks and get her phone number immediately. It's not like there's going to be people hovering over your shoulders who are just like constantly checking on how good you are at talking to girls, right? The litmus test that 9 out of 10 people are using to see if you are socially acceptable is, does that person have a relationship? That's it. They're not even looking at how well you navigate that relationship. They're not, we can get into the semantics of it, but 9 times out of 10, they see you with a significant other and they think, that's a socially acceptable person, right? You immediately are much more acceptable to most people when you are with another person, like a romantic relationship, versus being by yourself, right? And you're going to get invited to more outings. You're going to be treated with more respect. I'm, again, speaking from experience, but I guarantee you can find one example in your life of an individual who got into a relationship and suddenly it's like everything in life started to turn around for them. All of a sudden they're hanging out on boats with people and they're going golfing, or, they're having dinner, or they're hosting parties and you got invited. Like, things like that happen when you have a reason to give a fuck. Okay, getting a girlfriend is going to give you that reason. And it was the biggest mistake that I was making. I felt as if I needed to make more money. I felt as if I needed to get bigger and, work out harder and, put on more muscle. I felt as if it was inaccessible to me because I was a black man, but I wasn't walking around with my pants sagging and I didn't have a gun in my car, right? You don't need to be whatever stereotype you feel as if is attractive, right? There are 8 billion people on this planet. Half of them are women, and new women are turning 18 every day. You have ample opportunities to find a girlfriend. And furthermore, those women, right? They are very, what's the word? What they are looking for varies, okay? One woman might want the 6'3" basketball player. Another woman, it might sound hard to believe, but I guarantee you it's true, right? Another woman would like a 5'2" nerdy guy. Like that is her ideal man. Okay? Maybe a woman wants a man who's bald. That's just like super attractive to her. The same way that your taste and preferences vary from one guy to the next, right? So do women's. And I guarantee you, you fit the fucking description for some girl out there perfectly. Your job is to go find her. And before you find her, you have to get competent enough talking to girls and being willing to risk getting rejected, right? Talking to girls and also being bold, right? Your job is to get comfortable doing those two things so that when you finally do meet the criteria for a woman, there is no resistance to getting it on. That connection is just automatic, right? Because you've done the work and she's been looking, right? She's been looking. And I'm going to tell you this before I wrap it up. A big thing that really helped me make progress was recognizing that when you don't shoot your shot, you hurt that girl's feelings, right? You make her feel ugly. You make her feel like she's worthless, like she's not good enough. The same way you have probably felt when you didn't get the most affection from a girl who you thought was attractive. When you don't shoot your shot, you are letting her down, okay? I'm going to go ahead and wrap the video up. Listen, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, check the description down below. You can find my Instagram. I also have a school community for other men who want to get better at talking to girls and who want to learn how to be more influential in life in general. So check the description for that as well. And then finally, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend. If you're still listening, it's about almost 12 minutes into the video. Obviously, the way that I talk and the things that I talk about resonates with you. So hit the subscribe button. It'll be a win-win for both of us. That's all I got.